What is the first thing that you think about when you think about Kingdom Hearts?
The Paopu Fruit.
Right, the Paopu Fruit, of course. Wait, are we doing the Valentine's thing today?
Yeah. You didn't forget, did you?
No, of course not, no. Anyways, guys, today I'm joined by my fiancé, and we're talking about the most romantic aspect of the Kingdom Hearts series, the Paopu Fruit.
My favorite.
By the way, what do you think it tastes like?
I think it tastes good. I mean, it's a fruit, so...
So anyways, you know how this starts. We're first told about the fruit's power in a cutscene at the end of the first day by Riku as the trio starts to head home. It is on this island that they and the other kids escape to every day during the summer months that the fruit originates, and Riku explains how it works.
Sora! You wanted one, didn't you?
A Paopu fruit?
If two people share one, their destinies become intertwined. They'll remain a part of each other's lives, no matter what.
But, being the little brat that he is in the first game, Riku teases Sora for wanting to try it out with Kairi. But this legend is reinforced later on if you try talking to Selphie on the second day.
Hey Sora, have you heard about the legendary power of the Paopu Fruit? They say if you share it with someone you really care for, it binds you together forever and ever, through eternity. It's so romantic. I gotta try it sometime.
This legend is apparently very popular and well known to everyone on the island, so much so that on that very day as Riku and Sora prepare for what is probably a weekly race, they set stakes.
If I win, I'm captain. And if you win...
I get to share the Paopu with Kairi.
Huh?
Deal? The winner gets to share a Paopu with Kairi.
Wait a minute!
Regardless of the outcome, Kairi gives you a list of supplies to gather around the island once the race is completed. On this list are 3 mushrooms. You can find the first 2 near the racing area, but the third is hidden away in a cave known only to the trio, Sora, Riku, and Kairi, as it appears that out of everyone on the island, they are the only ones who have actually set foot into this secret place, since when you talk to Waka, he says him and Tidus were planning on exploring the cave that day. And once you enter the cave on the second day and obtain that third mushroom, it triggers a cutscene showing Sora and Kairi as young kids scratching drawings on the wall of each other. Kairi's definitely the better artist, which does make Naminé being her nobody make a whole lot more sense. After recalling this memory, Sora seems to finally come to terms with his feelings at that moment. Now, not here to start any shipping wars, but he was the one to draw himself sharing the fruit with Kairi, so...
After some cryptic potato sack gives his speech, we head back to Kairi to deliver the supplies. Instead of helping out, she's been working on a charm that just so happens to be in the shape of a certain star-shaped fruit. This would eventually come to be known as a Wayfinder, made most relevant in Birth by Sleep, and has similar properties to that of the mystical fruit it's themed after, but that's a story for another video. The rest goes as we know it. Sora embarks on this long quest to find his friends throughout the worlds, and when he finally saves Kairi, we really do get to see more of what's going on between these two. After finding out that Kairi's heart has been with Sora all along, you can start to see how the whole ordeal has left their relationship. Kairi was always with him through it all, while remaining the reason for his whole adventure. Obviously, you know, Riku was in that equation as well, being his best friend, but at this point, Sora doesn't quite understand the difference between love between friends and what is essentially a crush, even with all the hints. He is, after all, still only a kid at this point.
Of course, their little exchange in the cave can't be forgotten. Sora was pulled out of the darkness and transformed back into his old self after a hug from Kairi in true fairy tale fashion.
When I turned into a Heartless, you saved me, remember? I was lost in the darkness. I couldn't find my way. As I stumbled through the dark, I started forgetting things, my friends, who I was. The darkness almost swallowed me. But then I heard a voice. Your voice. You brought me back.
And of course, in the same scene, Sora finally received the lucky charm she was working on at the start of the game. It's possible she had meant to give it to Sora all along, but with everything going on in this instance, it's to make sure he stays safe and will find his way back to her. This acts as a pseudo-sharing of the Paopu Fruit legend. Since the energy and thought is there, it works mostly the same way. A symbol of their resolve to be together in the end, which is just so romantic and adorable.
Take this. It's my lucky charm. Be sure to bring it back to me.
Don't worry, I will.
Promise?
Promise.
Don't ever forget. Wherever you go, I'm always with you.
And during the aftermath of the final fight in Sealing Kingdom Hearts, for some inexplicable reason, Kairi happens to be there. She is sent floating away on a slice of Destiny Islands, and as the two parted ways for the very first time, these words echoed throughout the final world as Destiny Islands is restored all around her.
Kairi! Remember what you said before? I'm always with you too. I'll come back to you. I promise!
I know you will!
The game closes out to the same song that started us off on this incredible journey, but in the way it was intended to be listened to, and as Kairi walks around the now fully revitalized island, she discovers that Sora added a little something to their childhood drawing, and before the final credit roll, we see she adds a little touch of her own, and this was just the beginning. Moving briefly into Chain of Memories, we need to discuss the meaning behind Kairi's charm and how it's the first promise Sora and Kairi made to each other, with the second being an unspoken one to share the Paopu Fruit with one another. The Wayfinder in Chain of Memories, crafted by Kairi in the first game, was originally just referred to as a lucky charm, and it symbolizes the promise made between her and Sora to reunite once again.
But in this game, where memories are not what they seem, and what with Sora getting Kairi and her nobody counterpart Naminé confused with one another, the promise gets twisted, and so too does the charm. I don't think it's ever explicitly stated as to why the charm looks different in this game compared to the first one, but this one is more obviously a Paopu Fruit in its color and shape from the one previously stated. When I look at this version of Kairi's lucky charm, I actually think more of Repliku and his fake promise to Naminé. That's a whole other convoluted mess in it of itself though, and I'd rather save it for its own dedicated Riku video, but this is really such a sad situation, because even though it's only for this game, Sora actually forgets not only the promise, but also who Kairi is.
No!
Of course, a lot of stuff happens between this game and the opening of KH2, where we can forgive Naminé for doing all of this. After all, she was manipulated. She ends up fixing Sora's memories, and well...
Kingdom Hearts 2 rolls around, and there's not really anything we really wanted to mention from this game other than Kairi gets her own Keyblade, which is awesome, and it sports the Chain of Memories version of her lucky charm as its keychain, which is also awesome. We also finally get to see the first promise made between her and Sora come to fruition as the two reunite by the game's end, along with Riku, and Sora finally returns her lucky charm. But then, they get that letter from the king. And
we finally get to Kingdom Hearts 3, where a lot more stuff regarding the actual fruit happens. Just before the final battle begins, the Guardians of Light split up and go on to do their own happy place thing to mentally prepare for everything that is to come. Sora, Riku, and Kairi, of course, go back home to Destiny Islands. Riku has a heart-to-heart, figuratively speaking, with his other self, and Sora and Kairi sit on the tree where this journey of theirs all began.
And then finally, they get to do what they'd always meant to do and exchange Paopu Fruit with each other, mirroring the drawing in the cave that they drew when they were kids.
Huh? Oh.
Tomorrow's fight will be our toughest yet. I want to be a part of your life no matter what. That's all.
Kairi, I'll keep you safe.
Let me keep you safe.
To all the Sokai shippers, and even just fans of the series in general, we waited so long for this moment and it couldn't have been any sweeter. Their solemn vow to protect each other is one that will likely carry on into future games in the series. We already know Kairi feels that, even after all the fighting and the great victory they celebrated over Xehanort's defeat, she has to be the one to go after and save Sora this time. And being honest, for Kingdom Hearts 4, our greatest hope is that Kairi will join Riku in searching unreality for Sora, therefore fulfilling their new promise to protect each other.